Hello everyone, I am Ray Islam. So our discussion today is, do we need to learn generative AI? Let's see from different standpoints how generative AI would be or can be useful, or why this knowledge is important. To start with, let's bring an example when people were widely using computer, and then there was a group of people who really did not want it to keep up. They were happy with the traditional paper-based system and whatnot. And we have seen what happened. Those people eventually either they got trained, kept their job, or continued serving the society, or one morning they realized that they became obsolete. The same thing happened. I mean, if you remember in software testing, there was a time there was manual testing process, and eventually things got automated. It got more automated and coding dependent testing system. The people who were mainly focusing on manual testing, eventually they became obsolete. I mean, not totally, but eventually they're phasing out, and they're training themselves to improve their skill to be able to do automation-based software testing. The same thing with generative AI. If we do not keep up, many of us will lose job. Many of us will become obsolete from society or from the job market or whatnot. So let's see from different roles how generative AI is useful, or why knowing generative AI is useful. So let's start with leadership role. Okay. Leadership need to understand generative AI for a few reasons. The first thing, let's do some drawing. So first thing would be innovation. A leader must be able to lead innovation, and to lead in innovation and to build strategy. I mean, of course, that person need to understand how AI works ins and outs, so that he or she is able to communicate with multiple team members, cross-functional teams, and at the same time communicate with other leadership teams as well. The second thing would go governance. If someone does not understand how AI works, then that person will have difficulties to formulate strategies regarding to data governance or AI governance. And we all know how important it is that the data governance is in place in more appropriate fashion. And to do that, a leader definitely need to understand how GenAI, the technology behind GenAI, and the overall ideas. And definitely, a leader need to have vision. Leadership cannot have clear vision if the understanding is not clear either. So, in summary, a leadership must understand AI and the technology behind AI as much as possible, so that they can keep powering this process and doing this again and improve over the time. Now, why the fresh college graduates must know generative AI? Like back in the days, MS Excel was the basic tool. I'm drawing on a laptop. I don't know if it looks like a laptop, but let's say this is a laptop. Back in the days, MS Office was the basic. Currently, AI is part of that, especially generative AI. This is the future, and this is also the present. We're using a lot. So a student must know generative AI like they used to know Excel before, back in the days, because that person should be able to use those tools for faster or better coding or code reviews, assistive tools, of course. And at the same time, they can use it for report generation. That can be used for design, many design tasks. That can be used for research activities, and many things more. Okay. Without knowing this, definitely all the fresh graduates, they're going to have a hard time finding a job. So and if you look at the bigger picture, they're going to have a hard time contributing. If they do not learn how to use generative AI as assistive tool, their progress and production will be very slow. So that's the era we are living in currently. And the rest will fall behind. And in the same way, early career and mid-career professionals, let's say early career and mid-career professional, they must know to use AI to deepen their knowledge, okay, and to build production level. And in the same way, early career and mid-career professionals, they must be able to use generative AI to educate themselves at the same way, educate themselves and be able to do detailed research, okay, to be able to build production level solutions, to be able to generate AI based tools. If they don't understand the technology, the weaknesses of individual models and their strength and that different architecture, they will not be able to build good product or architect good product. And to build and govern developing tool that will achieve organizational goal. Now, some organization may have goals such as efficiency, some may have accuracy, and many more. Now, let's talk about the people who are not into the job market. Okay. Now, all this time I talked about people who are going to be doing job or business or whatsoever. Now, let's talk about people who are not going to be in the job market. Okay. No job market. Even if you are not working, we still must know generative AI. It can help us with our creativity. It can help us building new opportunities. That opportunity even could be business, small or bigger business. There are many ideas floating around nowadays and people can become more creative. We may need it even to communicate with our own children. Okay. They are learning pretty fast. Even the parents of each children, they must have ideas so they are able to talk to their children and they are able to teach them. And also in many other way, AI or GenAI can be used to improve the quality of our life. So no matter where our journey are, so no matter where our journey is, executive, students, or even personal life, there is no way we can avoid learning AI or generative AI. Now, not all of us have to go into deep technical stuff, okay? Many of us, we can have a bird eye view and then go as detailed as we can. There are even GenAI can teach us what GenAI is, like ChatGPT and all those tools. If you ask question how the technology behind, they can teach us. And there are many courses we can take as well. But one way or another, we have to learn. If we're not gonna learn, like we cannot not use smartphone nowadays. Most of the people in this world, they use smartphone. Most of the people in this world, somehow they interact with a computer. Even a cash machine is a kind of computer too. So like we cannot avoid computer, we cannot avoid AI. AI is not just a hype that's gonna go over the time. It's gonna stay like computer stayed. That's all for today. Thank you, everyone.